TBS was awesome.
Well, I would say if you grew up in that '80s era, you probably enjoyed seeing Mark Singer and Beastmaster.
Yeah, the Andy Griffin show was on all the time.
Of course, you also had Clash of the Titans, which was always on.
And then you would get like your colored versions of Wizard of Oz, which is weird, but it would be there. And then they have Braves baseball too, which is awesome.
Oh, Braves baseball. I will admit to becoming a fan of the Atlanta Braves with stars like David Justice and Ron Gant and Steve Avery back when they sucked. And it was because almost every week there was, this matchup's a fantastic matchup. Oh no, fans. We're out of time. We've got to go. And even before that, always cutting in to bring the baseball. And I guess it was the idea they thought, well, we'll bring in more fans.
It was funny they had wrestling as the lead into Atlanta Braves baseball. Think about that.
Yeah.
You want to get the wrestling fans to watch your baseball. Yeah, that's real interesting. So, and then you can't mention TBS or Atlanta or Georgia Championship Wrestling without the time slot being 6:05, which was Turner time. Trying to explain Turner time is like explaining quantum physics here. So,
yes,
what Turner time was basically the only channel that did it. All the shows would begin at 05 on the hour or 35 on the half hour. Some of the theories behind Turner Time is that they would get their own slots on the TV Guide. TV Guide, folks, for those who know, was a magazine that you would get weekly. I tell you what was on TV and what was upcoming. And another of the theories about why they did it was that it would let people surf, channel surf, give them time to like, oh, I went through 18 channels, didn't find anything good, but this is starting now.
Right.
Once you were watching TBS, it was a hard time to, change the channel to something else because the other shows were already on by the time this show finished.
And lest we forget, celebrate, Superstation TBS.
Yes. So, that's how Turner Time worked. And was it effective? Was it not effective? I'm not 100% sure, but it's something they did up until, I would say, the 2000s. I don't know when they actually stopped doing it, but I remember watching, like, Saturday night, and they were still doing it, so, like, 98, 99, so.
Yeah.
Real interesting there. Ted Turner, one of the world's biggest wrestling fans, by the way. He's an eccentric billionaire, I guess you would call him. I don't know if he's a billionaire currently, but he's one of the rich dudes. Was very influential in the WCW because no matter how much money he lost, he always wanted to keep wrestling on his channel. Until the villain of my childhood, which is Jamie Kellner. And one day we'll get into an episode about Jamie Kellner. He's the person who canceled WCW. So when Eric Bischoff and his conglomerate went to buy it, they said, you can buy it, but we're not going to give you any times on our channel. So he's the reason why we don't have WCW. He's also the reason why we don't have cartoons on the WB network anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he canceled all those shows because he's a dick. So like your Batman and Robins, your Justice League, those shows on that channel was canceled because he didn't like cartoons. Which is interesting because I believe he was the president of Cartoon Network at one point.
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, jerk.